New rules cause massive change to the silver market. The Supreme Court has overturned decades-long rulings. They've stripped federal agencies of authority. This is going to flip the silver market upside down. Gold and silver, precious metals are overseen by the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, a federal agency. Just like all these agencies, the CFTC will be stripped of its power. I'm going to break this down and show the war on the administrative state is coming straight for our silver stacking community. The CFTC website, you just go to this, it's public knowledge. The CFTC website, under the heading Press Releases, you click that, and it shows how important they are for us as a community. This was posted yesterday. It says, here's one heading. Federal court enters summary judgment against Oregon man and orders $83 million in restitution for fraud victims. They are a much needed watchdog group. Here, I'm just gonna choose some of these. Here's another one. This says, CFTC orders JP Morgan to pay $200 million for supervision failures. That's the CFTC standing up for the little guy. Here, I'm just going to grab one and click on the link. Here, this is an article, and it says, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission announced today it has filed a civil enforcement action in the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of New York against two affiliated precious metals dealers located in Los Angeles, California, Fisher Capital, LLC, for perpetrating a precious metals investment fraud targeting elderly persons nationwide. We've heard all about these. This is exactly what this federal agency does. Let's keep going. This says, the complaint charges defendants with defrauding hundreds of elderly persons into investing more than $30 million in gold and silver coins worth far less than the defendants led victims to believe. This is how important the CFTC is for us. Check this out. I'm going to show you how this has completely flipped upside down. This article says, in its continuing litigation against the defendants, the CFTC seeks the return of ill-gotten gains, civil monetary penalties, restitution, permanent registration bans. All of this is under the CFTC, and as of today, this is going to be our responsibility to do these things. I'm going to keep going. They're searching permanent injunctions against further violations of the Commodity Exchange Act, CEA, and CFTC regulations as charged. The CFTC also seeks to permanently bar the defendants from trading practices, trading precious metals that are commodities, or from trading commodity interests. That sounds great, doesn't it? Well, now, as of last week, the Supreme Court has changed all of this, because now we, as regular everyday people, we will need to use the court system to sue companies like Fisher Capital. Instead of using a federal agency, we are now carrying the burden of dragging these companies to court and spending our money on legal fees to fight them. That is just one example of how this war on the administrative state is burning our community. Look at this case. It's vicious. This says, the complaint alleges that from approximately June 2020, this is recent, June 2020, continuing to the present, the defendants fraudulently persuaded hundreds of elderly persons throughout the U.S. to invest more than $30 million in precious metals, primarily using funds from customers' retirement savings. As alleged, Fisher Capital solicited customers via high-pressure telephone sales pitches that were permeated with material misrepresentations, misleading half-truths, and deceptive omissions designed to build trust with elderly customers, instill fear about the safety of traditional retirement and saving accounts, and deceive victims into purchasing grossly overpriced precious metals from Fisher Capital. If there's ever a reason for our silver stacking community to support federal agencies, it's this. Look, check it out. This says, according to the complaint, the defendants deceptively marketed Fisher Capital as a wealth protection firm whose mission was to safeguard investors' retirement savings, and led customers to believe that Fisher Capital would offer safe and secure investments that were in its customers' best interest. In reality, there's the article. It says Fisher Capital was a boiler room type operation orchestrated by Spillane to bilk elderly customers out of their retirement savings. As alleged, defendants fraudulently induced investors to liquidate existing retirement accounts. This is painful to read because it happens every day. It says, liquidate their existing retirement accounts, transfer the proceeds into self-directed individual retirement accounts, and invest the proceeds into gold and silver coins. The defendants directed the vast majority of customers' investments into supposedly exclusive collectible or semi-numismatic coins at grossly inflated prices that frequently were double or even triple the prevailing market value of those coins. As the complaint alleges, when questioned by customers about the value of the precious metals they purchased, the defendants misleadingly reassured customers the gold and silver coins were rare or collectible and carried a premium far above the base metal value. In fact, the coins were significantly less valuable than defendants claimed. Now, this article then offers phone numbers for us to use to contact the CFTC. They have a precious metals customer fraudulent advisory department. Don't worry, you won't need that number because the Supreme Court has dismantled federal agencies. So we won't even be using these phone numbers. When we go to war with the administrative state, this is happening right now. Don't be fooled. This war is following the agenda of corporate interests, and the worst hit by this war, the people that are going to struggle day by day, that's us. Living without these agencies, it's you and I. We're the ones left to clean up this mess. If you're enjoying this video, please hit like, please hit subscribe. It's really important. It really helps to get this information out there.